Join me on today's project here. So, got one of my tigers here, Riley Green, and in typical, Bowman stuff, the front's good, but then I have like these imprints on the back. If you can watch the wand light, as soon as it's like in the 2022, it's like, and then right there above the players, I have these different indents that there's not like an easy way to get anything like this out. So I will have to go to the full-blown card soaking here, but I'm hoping that it will penetrate like all through and soak the back of the card and hopefully just push these bumps up. So here's how we do it. So we're just going to put the card in. Now, a Bowman card like this is mainly plastic, so it's going to want to kind of like float on you a little bit. So what you want to do is just hold it under like this, and we're going to wait, and we got to watch, because so far so good, it's staying down, but we got to wait for the moisture to go in through all the edges and make its way all the way to the middle. The whole back has to be lifted up. All right, so I'm going to shut up, I'm going to get a new angle here, and I'm going to put a time lapse on it so you guys can watch it, so when you know the proper time to take it out. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so I'll switch cameras here, and I'll take you along for the journey, and we can get these bumps out of the back of this baseball card. All right, let's take a look. I just took it out of the card spray, and what do you know? It worked. I got a little bit of moisture still on the card, so let's wipe that off. But this is so cool, and I geek out on that. Like having a card with those huge potholes in it, soaking it, using the card spray to push that stuff up and out. And now we got to get on to the retaining process and drying process. So I'm just going to hold the card flat like this. We're going to put another card mat on top, and we're going to clip this card up. And it's going to take a couple days for this card to dry out. But with that said, it's going to be well worth it, because it's going to be looking pretty darn good. So here's the process. We're going to hold this. This card's gonna be in the mats for most of the day today, but here's what we're gonna do. It's different than a vintage card. I need to get the card spray to just come out the sides and the tops of the card. It will soak into the mats. You keep changing the mats out so you don't want the card soaking in the card spray all day. Tomorrow, I'm gonna start leaving the card just simply out on my table and letting it naturally dry. And then as soon as it starts to crescent a little bit, I'm gonna put it right back between the mats, and we're gonna do that air dry to plate dry. You got to do it for a couple days, and then usually by day 3 I'll get rid of the pads. I'll put the card in a penny sleeve, and I'll start holding it between the plates and let it dry out. And that's the process. That's how I've been doing it. So stay with me. I'll document all of it, and hopefully we turn this one around 100% and it looks great. So let's wrap up the 2023 Riley Green Bowman Chrome. So you see where I'm at now, right? So the soaking the card is the easy part, and I showed that, and that took about 20 minutes. But really, the drying process, I start between the pads. I do that for probably about 24 hours, and then I'll go in and out. I'll put the card here on the mat, let it dry for a few hours back and forth, because it will start to crescent. So it's just really kind of labor of love, I guess. When you do something like this, you just have to go back and forth with letting it dry in the atmosphere, and then holding it flat, and then using pads, then just going over to the acrylic. But I always keep it between the big penny sleeves. They're actually oversized penny sleeves or photograph sleeves. But check this out, you guys. No more big dents. And I'm really picky about this type of work, because I always want it to come back to the original finish. Looks fantastic. I can't even see one spot remaining. So that is a test run on a 2023 Bowman Chrome. And the soaking method worked out great. So I'll just finish up the card, clean it up, and all that good stuff. But remember, test on a base card first, and then be prepared to let it dry for a few days between, you know, your mats, and then just in the open air, and then holding it flat for the final few days there. And now it's no more cool to the touch, it's dry, the texture is awesome, it looks great. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care.